The phone was on speaker because Evan insisted. He wanted the whole family to hear how he'd locked down a sale, how he'd rescued me from my own mess. Faces leaned in, glasses raised, ready to praise him. "Mr. Kwan," a woman said from the tiny speaker, tone clean and practiced. "This is Naomi Park, director at Seabright Title. I'm reviewing the deed history for 847 Coral Drive." Evan winked at my mother. She started to pour. "The property has been solely owned by Renee Kwan since 2019, Naomi continued. Evan Kwan appears nowhere in the chain of title. Champagne splashed onto the white linen. My father went rigid, jaw clenched. "There's a mistake," Evan blurted. He snatched for the phone, as if he could shake the words loose. "Renee's been struggling. She needed help. The villa's been empty." "It hasn't," I said. I set down my fork. 16 tenants, 4 units. It's never been empty. A fork clattered. My cousin Tessa stared at me like I'd grown teeth. "You told us she couldn't keep up," my mother whispered. "That she had medical bills." "I don't," I said. "The villa was Grandma Lila's. I manage it." Silence tightened around the table. Naomi returned, calm as a verdict. "We are legally obligated to report this to law enforcement. The buyer's earnest money, $230,000, is being held by our firm. Mr. Kwan signed documents claiming power of attorney. He provided medical records stating Miss Kwan is incapacitated." My throat closed on the word. Evan's phone slipped from his hand and slapped the table. The screen glowed. A power of attorney form, my name, my signature, perfect and false. I reached for my own phone, fingers steady now for a reason. I opened the folder I'd built like a bunker, property management, 5 years of tedious proof, and turned my screen toward the candles. 16 rent deposits, I said, scrolling. Every month, repairs, taxes, city inspections, the operating account. Numbers slid past their faces. Evan shook his head fast. "You're twisting this. I was helping." "You lied," my father said, voice steady. His hand flattened the damp linen as if pinning the moment in place. "Sit." My mother looked between us, confused grief tightening her mouth. "Evan told us you were drowning. He said you agreed to sell, that you needed money for treatment." "I'm not sick," I said. "I'm employed, insured. I've never asked him to negotiate anything for me." Aunt Marisol already had her phone out, tapping with precision. Cousin Tessa stared at Evan's watch, then at the keys beside his plate. Outside, his new coupe gleamed in the driveway like a dare. Naomi Park's voice returned, crisp, dead, and merciless. "Mr. Kwan submitted medical records stating Miss Kwan has early-onset dementia. The physician listed cannot be verified. The documents appear falsified." My stomach turned, not from fear, from the ugliness of being rewritten on paper. "Who gave him money because he said I was incapacitated?" I asked. Hands rose, slow and ashamed. "Marisol, 5,000. Uncle Grant, 8. Tessa, 3. Grandpa Harold lifted his hand last, eyes heavy. 15, he said. He told me foreclosure was coming." Evan's face went gray. I pulled up one more file and angled it toward them. The ghost ledger, rows of quiet costs. "This is what he stole first," I said. "Not the villa, me." Naomi said, "I have the county district attorney on the line. Do you want to press charges?" Evan jerked up. "Renee, please, I'm your brother." "You forged my name," I said. "You made up dementia. You took their money in my name and tried to sell 16 people out of their homes." Grandpa Harold rose. "Evan, sit." Evan sat, breathing hard. My father's voice was flat. "Where's the earnest money?" Evan's gaze flicked toward the driveway. Toward his coupe. That was his confession. I swept my phone across the table. Deposits, inspections, tenant emails, the ghost ledger. "If you gave him money because he used my name," I said, "report it, tell the truth." My mother made a small sound, half sob, half apology. I faced the speaker. "Yes," I told Naomi. "Unwind the sale, return the deposit. I'm pressing charges." The ocean wind slid through the patio doors. Behind me, the family finally detonated. My father shouting, Grandpa demanding answers, Evan calling it a misunderstanding. 3 months later, I'm on the villa roof with soil under my nails. Tenants hang string lights over new garden beds. Mrs. Delgado drops off tamales. A grad student installs a little free library. The nurse downstairs teaches the kids which herbs help a burn. Evan took a plea deal. His car was seized. Restitution is court-ordered, slow and exact. Some relatives show up now with compost and quiet apologies. Some don't. At sunset, Grandpa sits beside me and watches the courtyard glow. "Your grandmother wanted this place to matter," he says. "And I keep every receipt, every email, every boundary. Below us, 16 doors stay safe. I breathe in salt and basil and let myself be large again.